Hello 108 class, Mr. McHugh here with you on section 9.6. We're going to tackle page 9 here, and okay, we're going to keep working with these horizontal parabolas. Okay, now I'm just going to say these things, everything's backwards from what you've been learning. We're so used to y equals, and we've been spending sections on learning how to graph these with graphing form and standard form. And so your big clue here is when you see x equals, we're not used to seeing that. So everything's backwards from there. Now we're going to do an example 8 here where it's x equals 1 times a quantity y minus 2 quantity squared minus 3, and they tell you to graph this. Okay, you just have got to learn that when you see x equals, it's a horizontal graph. You're going to look at the a coefficient, and I stuck the 1 in there to help us here. If you don't see a constant coefficient in front of the parentheses, you can pop the 1 up there, so a is a +1. So right there we know, and I try to remember this now, we're talking horizontal graphs. Positive x is this direction, negative x is this direction, and so if it's a positive number, it's going to open in that direction, a positive a. If it's a negative a, it's going to open like that, towards the negative x-axis. Okay. Now, with that said, best thing to do is practice writing down this graphing form of a horizontal parabola. X equals a times y minus k quantity squared plus h. The good news is your vertex is still going to be h comma k. Okay, that doesn't change, but look at the positions though. The horizontal movement is now on the outside. Okay, so that -3 gets dropped into the x coordinate. Okay, the k, look at it, this is a -2. You need to give a positive k. So guess what you do with the sign? You switch it. So it's -3 comma 2. You know that opens to the right, like we just reviewed. Okay. Now, and they talk about line of symmetry. Okay, so if you're going to graph this, so if I could squeeze this, I got it down here. You plot the vertex, -3 comma 2. Okay, it's a horizontal, so you have a horizontal line going through for the line of symmetry. What axis does it cross? Here's the y-axis. It crosses it right here. We're at 2, so y equals 2. It's everything's backwards from the left from doing it vertical graphs. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you here. When you practice some of these, it'll come in. Write this formula down. Okay, the more you write it down, the more you're going to have it memorized and burned into your head as to how it goes. Okay, it's okay to have this on the test too. Write it down in your reference sheet. Okay, so now the question is, you could say we got to find a couple more points. Y equals 2. I picked 2 units up. I said if y equals 4, where would it be? And so I put 4 in. And so 4 minus 2, to go back to the original equation, so 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 squared is 4, minus 3 is 1. Now watch what you did. You got to remember, y is your input. Okay, but here's the y. You picked 4, the output was x equals 1. Okay, you remember, did everybody see that? Input, comma, output on this processing. Okay, it just takes a little while to switch everything. I guess that's the best advice I can give you. So at 1 comma 4, boom, there's your 1 point. Now that's enough for MyMathLab. Let's just confirm its pair would be the distance from here to here is 2. Come down, you should hit it here, and 1 comma 0, just by graphing it by hand. However, let y equal 0. You pick them. Put 0 in. 0 minus 2. -2 squared is 4. 4 minus 3, 1. Okay, now be careful. Y was your input, so it goes here. X is your output, it goes there. And you got 1 comma 0. And however, every time you write an ordered pair, it never changes. It's x comma y, or in case the vertex, it's h comma k, whatever numbers you find. Okay, and so now you're ready to go ahead and graph them, and you're good to go. So those problems aren't too bad. They just take a practice of switching everything. Now example number 9 here, we're going to get this one started. they are going to give us a standard form of the equation, but this time it's what? X equals. So you know it's horizontal graph. Everything's backwards. Okay, but you still got your A, your B, and your C. Okay, and this time when you find a vertex, you remember it's all switched. Still got to find the line of symmetry, negative B divided by 2A, but look where it's at. It's in the Y position. Okay, because you're producing a horizontal line of symmetry. It's a horizontal graph or parabola. Okay, so you got to remember that. You got to write that. Every time you do this, write these down. I see students, they rush through problems and they switch, they think they know, and they get to the test and then they forget which way it goes. Okay, the more you write it down this way, you talk to yourself, you explain it to your brain why, then your brain maintains order and you'll remember it. Okay, so finding out negative B divided by 2A, not bad. You can simply follow my work down here. Again, you might want to do A equals negative 2. Which way is this graph open though, class? What? To the left, right? Okay. B equals what? 4. C equals negative 3. Okay, now go ahead and figure out your your horizontal line of symmetry. See how I said that? Okay, negative parentheses 4. 2 times 2 is negative 4. You get 1. Okay, where is this? This is line of symmetry is Y equals 1. Okay, keep that in mind right here. Okay, now once you know that the vertex sits, the Y coordinates over there, write it and stick it in there so you don't mess them up. Now take that value and plug it into the equation. F of 1, remember it's F of Y this time. Excuse me, F of Y. And so now you're going to get negative 2. Now you're going to put 1 in for each of these. Grind out the arithmetic real quick. You can follow along here. You get negative 2 plus 4. Now watch your signs though, right? Watch all this. You come up with F of 1 equals negative 1. That is your X value, the output. Remember, it's output comma input. Okay, that's your vertex, negative 1 comma 1. Okay, now once I knew that, I picked another value. I picked Y equals 2. I stuck it in and I got the ordered pair. Now remember, Y was 2, so make sure you stick it in the final answer. You're finding ordered pairs. The output is, do the crunching, negative 3, and it goes in the X. It's always X comma Y, but it's input output. Okay, so Mr. McHugh, we are on a pause here. Page 10, we will actually go and graph this here, and most students do pretty good with these. You just have to remember to switch everything and let your read be one last time. When you see X equals and then you see the Y squared format, that is a parabola going horizontal. Okay, Mr. McHugh, I'm going to say that's it for now. Let's say sayonara to page 9, and I'll see you for page 10 to wrap up section 9.6. Okay, take care. Bye.